Hello everybody, and welcome to another Gay Let's Play, Dragon Age Origins. In our last episode, a whole buttload of things happened. First, we wrapped things up over at the Mage Tower, and in doing so, we were able to fulfill one of the 4 treaties that we were trying to use to recruit people to our cause, people to battle against the Darkspawn, against the Blight. And we were able to recruit the mages, thanks to the first Enchanter Irving. And Wynn decided that she wanted to join our cause, which is great because she's essentially like, our soccer mom, I guess. And we ended up chatting a bit with some of our other party members. We got to hear about Morrigan and this grimoire that she wanted. We were talking to Sten, had a very interesting conversation with Sten about the sword that he really needs to get back, or he will be forever shamed, maybe even killed by his own people. We talked with Wynn a bunch of times, and then we ended up almost getting ourselves completely wiped out. Well, maybe not almost, but there was an assassin that Loghain sent out to try to kill Angelus and the rest of us, but it didn't quite work. And lo and behold, we ended up deciding to recruit the assassin into our group, Zevran, the elven assassin. We'll see how that goes. But off camera, I did a little bit of selling and I did some equipping, because I didn't want to take too much time doing that. And one of the things that we did was we actually equipped Alistair with the Templar, the full Templar armor, because Alistair was a Templar, and it's a pretty snazzy, look at Alistair. It's a pretty cool set of armor there. But I think one of the first things I'd like to do before I forget is I want to go talk to Sandal so we can do some enchantment.
Enchantment?
Yes, sir. I wanted some enchanting done.
Enchantment!
So, let's see. Angelus. We've got some things equipped by Zevran. So let's give him an expert lightning rune, and novice frost rune, and another... Oh, this thing has 3. Frost rune, flame rune, and another frost rune. Actually, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. The other ones aren't equipped yet, so I'm not going to bother putting any enchantments into that. Thank you, Sandal. Sandal's so cool. But, speaking of Zevran, let's go talk to our newest party member, shall we?
Here I am.
So, care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Why did you want to leave the Crows exactly?
Well now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin, after all, is a living, at least as far as such things go. I was simply never given the opportunity to choose another way. So, if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it?
So, you're simply bored?
I don't know that I would put it precisely that way. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased, for 3 sovereigns, I'm told, which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The Crows buy all their assassins that way, buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder, and if you do poorly in your training, you die.
Oh. That sounds kind of awful.
Oh, I don't know about that. The Crows who are actually good enough to survive come to enjoy some of the benefits. In Antiva, being a Crow gets you respect. It gets you wealth, gets you women, and men, or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining.
Huh. So what is it that you fancy exactly?
I fancy many things. I fancy things that are beautiful, and things that are strong. I fancy things that are dangerous and exciting. Would you be offended if I said I fancy you?
You fancy... Oh. So yes, that's right, folks. In case you didn't catch that, Zevran is the same-gender romance. Same-gender male romance. He actually is bisexual. You could romance him as a male or female of any race. So he asked, would I be offended if I said I fancied you? No, I wouldn't be offended, but no offense, Zevran, you needn't bother.
Ah, that's too bad. I do so enjoy it when I get to be flirty. As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go.
For those of you who might be a little confused, I had to turn down Zevran there because, to be perfectly honest, Zevran's not exactly my type. I mean, don't get me wrong, Zevran is, you will find out, a hilarious character. I love him, I love his character. He is, some of the best lines in this game comes from Zevran. Definitely one of the best comic reliefs, next to Alistair, and Sten, and other characters. Pretty much everyone in the party, of course, has their moments, but Zevran is definitely known for having a very sharp tongue. But romantically, I never was really attracted to him romantically. And a lot of the reason is because he's personality-wise, he's just not my type. He's a little too, how should I say, promiscuous for my tastes. And I don't really go for that kind of thing. I actually find it's a pet peeve of mine when I find people in the media who happen to be gay portrayed as the kind who just want to sleep around, the kind who don't want to necessarily have meaningful relationships. And, that bothered me for a while. But fortunately, I think the media has gotten a lot better, and they're portraying all sorts of different kinds of people who happen to be gay, who are not like that at all. So when I found out that Zevran was, at least in the original vanilla version of Dragon Age Origins, was the only same-gender romance for males, and he's kind of a slut, I was a little bothered and, slightly peeved by that, because it wasn't my cup of tea. Now, don't get me wrong. I have gone through Zevran's romance before, and it is actually it's a very well done romance as well. So I don't want to bash Zevran. I'm not bashing Zevran at all. I'm just saying he's just not my type. Alistair is definitely more my type. Because he's the nice guy. Zevran is so confident, which I know is very sexy for a lot of people, but I actually am more attracted to the guys who might be, a little unsure of themselves, a little slightly insecure. I find that very endearing and very adorable. Whereas, Zevran, as awesome as it is for him being so secure with himself and so confident, it's just that while I do agree that self-confidence is a very attractive trait for a person, not necessarily, though, to the point of arrogance. So, yeah. But, So I know what you're wondering now. You're like, well, if he didn't use the mod to turn Alistair gay, and if he's not going after Zevran, then who is Angelus going to end up with? Well, you're just gonna have to wait and see. Alright, so what were we talking about, Zev? Sorry about that. Let's see. Might be interesting might be interesting to go into business for myself for a change, far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go. Well, Zevran, even though, I don't think of you in that way, I'm still happy to have you along, I guess.
And here I am, happy to be had. Isn't it wonderful how things work out that way? Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so.
Alright.
Here I am.
I get care to ask and I can't talk. Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
You don't like Ferelden?
It is fine enough with its dogs and its mud. The people are spirited, even if they can't tell the difference between an assassin and a mere killer. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
I'm from Denerim.
And it's a fine enough city, I suppose? Though it rather looks like someone spilled all the houses on top of a mountain and called it home, no? You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
The leather? Now this I have to hear.
I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
You sound like you've been away from home forever.
Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
Well, your home is still there, Zevran.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a handsome Grey Warden? A man who then spares my life.
You're just... I bet you say that to all of the people that you're supposed to kill, Zevran. I bet you say that to all of them. Is that supposed to be flattery? Handsome. Everyone makes mistakes. You need to make the most of where you are. Well, you need to make the most of where you are.
Quite right you are. I see the Grey Wardens do not recruit fools. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Angelus is definitely flattered that Zevran considers him handsome. Because, he's... I don't know if Angelus has necessarily interacted with someone else that was openly gay. And even though he doesn't necessarily consider Zevran as a romantic pursuit, I think he still likes Zevran in the sense that Zevran and him share the same sexuality, and therefore they have something in common. Angelus can share something with Zevran that he's not able to share with other people and have them fully understand, where Angelus is coming from. So I definitely think that Angelus and Zevran are going to be very good friends, minus the whole Zevran trying to kill him thing.
Here I am.
Care to answer any questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Do you actually enjoy being an assassin?
And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva. You are respected, you are feared, the authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses, even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree?
Well, you've never killed an innocent?
Now there's an interesting word, innocent. How many men do you know who can claim to be truly innocent? But if you're talking generalities, such as children and relatives and bystanders and such, never on purpose. But it happens. It's unfortunate, but death comes to us all. If not me, then some wasting disease, or a fall down the stairs, or at the hands of a darkspawn. It's all relative in the end.
I don't know if Angelus necessarily agrees with that. That sounds like an excuse, Zevran, not gonna lie.
Death happens, as we like to say. And when I get paid for it, death happens more often. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed. The pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands.
Well, I think you and I are just gonna have to agree to disagree, Zevran, because even though I feel like I have to sometimes, I don't really take any pleasure in killing.
It is not pleasure, per se, nothing sexual. It is more a sense of satisfaction, a feeling of power. Does that make sense? No matter. There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules, oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else?
Well, why not? You can do whatever you like.
Whereas I am content merely doing what I happen to be good at. It's a talent that not many come by, honestly. I don't see why I need not pursue it. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine.
Great.
But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
Oh, Zevran. Oh, Zevran disapproves a little bit. You are quite charming, Zevran. I didn't mean to upset you, Zevran, so I'll give you a gift. Here's a small gold bar that I don't think I'm necessarily going to be using anytime soon.
I shall treasure it. Thank you.
I felt bad that he disapproved, but, this is just a piece. This is just a little token to let him know that I'm willing to agree to disagree with you.
Here I am.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
What does it take to become an assassin?
Well, the crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training, the sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
Well, it doesn't take any special skill?
I don't know about that. It's simply a slightly different skill set from your average killer as I see it. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
That sounds like it could be useful.
See? Getting paid for the act is beside the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle. Of course, the crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we? Hmm?
Alright, fair enough.
Here I am.
I want to discuss something personal.
Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
No, I don't want him to leave. He
Here
hasn't
I
tried
am.
to kill me again yet, so...
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Why don't I ask you...
Here I am.
Can you teach others to be an assassin?
Oh, I certainly could, but I won't. I swore to the crows that the things they taught me were to remain a secret. And while, yes, they are already angry at me, I'd rather not push things, you see.
I understand. Very well. I'll respect your word.
If you are truly insistent, well, let me think about it. The crows are already angry at me, yes? Who knows?
Alright. So that's... Zevran. How about Leliana?
Did you always live in an alienage? Was it very terrible?
Well, I had my family. There was joy there too.
That is good to hear. I have never been to the Denerim alienage, but I hear that life is hard and there is so much squalor. In Orlais, most elven servants live in the homes of their masters, often in great wealth and luxury.
Yeah, but I'd rather live free in squalor than be a slave.
They are serfs. There is no slavery in Orlais.
It's the same thing.
Elven servants are well compensated for their services. Some of them live richer lives than humans. A well-trained elven servant is highly valued in Orlais. They are nimble and dexterous, and many people find them pleasing to look at.
I guess... You mean like a prize-winning animal?
No, I did not mean it that way. Oh, my words were clumsily chosen. I did not mean to offend. I am sorry.
It's okay, Leliana. I know you didn't... I know you didn't mean it. But Leliana, you have to understand. I'm elven, but more than that, I am a person.
Of course. I am sorry if I implied otherwise. Thank you. You have given me a lot to think about.
Leliana proves +1. That's cool. That was a very... I like that conversation with Leliana. It goes to show that, you know, Angelus and his companions don't always see eye to eye, but that's okay. I think because they are friends, and becoming good friends, it's okay. It's okay if they don't see eye to eye all the time. Alright, so what do I want to do? Let's go questing, shall we? Alright, I think I want to... Let's take... Morrigan?
Indeed.
Because we haven't taken Morrigan on an adventure recently. We'll take our new guy, Zevran.
Yes.
And Leliana we haven't used in a while.
Indeed.
I kind of want to go... Let's go back to Soldier's Peak while we're here, because I want to pick up some more items from storage that I didn't get a chance to pick up before. Alright. Alright, what's in our storage chest that I want to pull out? I want to pull out this beef bone, this tribal necklace, dirty pair of pantaloons, and let's see, maybe this remarkable malachite, and sure, why not? The golden amulet, or one of those amulets, and the shiny gold ring. Alright. might put those to good use later. And then this fade armor, I don't have enough strength to wear these yet, so I'm just gonna put these away. Just to let there be more room in my inventory. See you guys, Levi of the Jeans.
This should be easy enough.
Let's go... Banlorn's Land, Sulker's Pass. Although the route is more treacherous than Gelren's Pass to the north, Sulker's Pass can shave more than a 2 days travel off journey to Orlais. Yeah. I think we want to go to... Sulker's Pass, I think. And we've got something going on. Oh, let's level up Morgan real quick. Bring up her magic. And let's... Do I want to bring her up to expert herbalism? Yeah. I kind of want Morgan to learn more of the medicine stuff. That could be useful later. And let's see. She doesn't have enough magic for Blizzard yet, because that would be pretty awesome if she could learn Blizzard. I really like these debilitating spells, so let's put up Affliction Hex. Hexes are very good against bosses and elongated fights, so...
Ah, a fellow traveler of the fair lands. Are you a seeker, perchance? My packs are light, but I have a tome of strange origin. The Deus V Eternus, rumored to be the last message to a sinful world from the Maker himself.
That's right. If you remember from the Circle of the Magi, there was these fake copies of some book, and it was apparently very scandalous. So that's what this business is about. Yeah, he was a forager. He's a forger. Not so strange. I have 5 copies.
Will the wonders of this all too small a land never cease? Well, they will for you. Get them!
Serially? Alright. Have it your way. Oh, ow. Oh, there's a death mage up there. Morgan, you need to... Ooh. No. Freeze him. Don't let him cast his spell, Morgan. Alright.
I shall do it.
Zap him. Oh, Angelus. I can't let him cast his spell. Oh, blast. He's using chain lightning. Ooh. People are going down. And if Angelus wasn't stunned, that was really, really painful. Zev. Oh no. No fair. And I don't have a resurrection. Doggone it. Beajoam. Alright. Beajoam and take this guy out of the picture. Go, force field.
You're mine!
Gotta heal. If I can throw up a force field on Beajoam, I'll be able to at least keep him out of the fight for the time being. Oh, I missed. Oh, darn it. It's okay. It's up to the mages then.
Right.
Very well.
This should be easier.
Oh!
Right.
I didn't want... Yeah, I... Prepare to have your soul devoured, Angel.
Tis too easy.
Oh, sorry, fellas. They had me stunned. I couldn't do very much. Let's throw up a lesser injury kit on Leliana because she's injured, and Zevran has a torn jugular. That should help you guys. Alright. Cameo Cowl. +2 cunning, +1 health regeneration in combat, +4 health generation while exploring. Is that better than what I have right now? Yeah, I think I'll use it. I'll take the cunning. There we go. I kind of like it a little better than my other hood anyway.
Let's get started.
Let's see. Deathroot? What's going on over here? I think that's it, right? Right? Okay. Let us continue on. Shall we? Alright. Uh-huh. Felix, eh? Well, before we talk to him, let's do some weeding. Well fruit and another elf fruit.
As you wish.
And I guess that's it.